This is a product tutorial for Sense, a whole-of-government business intelligence tool that allows government officers to query their databases in natural language. In today's tutorial, we're going to learn how to group the output of a query by categories. As with the last tutorial, we'll be working with the Open COVID-19 Case Details dataset. Grouping the output of query is simply asking Sense to aggregate the results of its calculation of a certain parameter according to the distinct values of another category. In this case, we want to count the number of COVID-19 cases and group them by the country the cases were imported from. Again, we're keeping it real and showing you where things can go wrong. Sense seems to have failed at producing a meaningful output. Why? Well, let's do all our due diligence checks that the correct data field was referenced. In the SQL code, we see that the two key data fields are imported_local and place. Let's go back to the dataset definition table and see if these two data fields exist. Looking at the dataset table, these two data fields exist. This tells us that the problem is something else. Let's go back to Sense and ask Sense to list all the distinct values of the imported_local data field. As expected, the imported_local data field takes on values of capital L local and capital I imported. Let's now ask Sense to regenerate this query with this new knowledge in mind. And there you go. Perfect. Grouping is an extremely important prompt, and you can perform multiple groupings as well, such as asking Sense to group not just by country of import, but also by gender. In summary, we learned that grouping allows you to aggregate the results of a calculation according to the distinct values of another category. One pitfall we learned today was to check whether the correct values are used to filter our datasets, and you can check by asking Sense to list all the distinct values of a data field.